First year, I was a green hand, just kind of learning the ropes. My favorite year was ag construction. Learned how to build a trailer, measuring, cutting, using all the tools in the ag shop. That was probably my favorite.
Don't wait until you're junior or senior to take the required classes, because you will be in there with a bunch of freshmen and you will be annoyed the entire time you're in there.
Here's the thing, just don't be the annoying freshman.
The annoying freshman is just a phase of life you have to go through. Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna go through that phase. It's
Take
gonna
after
happen.
your freshman year, because after your freshman year you're gonna like it, and then you're gonna want to stay in it. And that's why you have to take your core classes at the beginning of high school, so that you have time for ag at the end of high school instead of dropping out.
But
You hear that, Emma?
I'm not there. Rule everything.
Oh yeah,
Don't be that little sassy freshman.
that
Because
thinks they can boss around the
like,
seniors. Yeah,
but I
do
don't.
that. Well, then
Okay,
you're
well, you
basically
can't do
gonna
that either.
graduate.
Everyone's gonna be like awkward and quiet at first, but by the time you start like going to FFA stuff and meeting new people, then like by the time you're a senior, you're gonna be able to talk to anybody. Like,
Just be
that's the good
yourself.
thing about ag. You meet so
Just
many
not
people
too
that you
much
just
of
get used
yourself.
to
Here's
it.
the
You
thing.
can talk in front of people.
Your freshman year is where you find yourself.
Okay, he's getting useless.
So, like, 8th grade, everybody's buddy, you're all friends. Freshman year is where the real world hits you. Actually, sophomore year, but freshman year.
Just learn the creed. It's not that hard. You do it one paragraph at a time. It's real
creed,
simple.
honestly-
Don't put it off to the last minute and try to say it all in class, because you'll fail.
Don't be stressed about the creed. That's the number one thing as a freshman. When you come in first, you stress about the creed. After that, you're fine.
It's really not that bad.
Your first year, if it gets too boring, stick with it because it'll get it'll get more fun. No, you gotta contribute, but as long as you contribute and listen, you're gonna pass just fine.
Okay. Most people say the creed.
Yeah, the creed's pretty tough. I didn't have trouble with it just because of my mind. So FFA, shoot, you get to do all kinds of stuff. You get to take awesome trips and learn a lot of cool stuff and see a lot of cool things.
So what have you learned through FFA and ag class?
FFA, Future Farmers of America, and just how much like the farming world contributes to our world and how we live in. It's good communication between Mr. Weber and Scott Bailey. So, yeah, you're gonna if you're worried about not making it, you're gonna find time to do both. So, yeah, just if you pick one of these things, just make sure you're interested in it, because don't waste their time if you're not interested and just want to jack around. You come down here, you gotta work and you gotta want to do it.
You've been out here how many years?
All four.
All 4 years. All right. Thank you.
Yes, dude.
What do you mean? Okay. What do you want to tell them, Sam?
That you can get involved or you can't, and if you get involved, it makes it worthwhile. You can go to a national convention, you get to see a lot of different stuff, learn different stuff, meet new people. You're a good advisor, ag teacher, whatever you want to call you. You get to miss school for the right reasons. It's a fun time. National convention.
National Minch.
Are you gonna tell us how good we did last weekend? Got second out of
We got second in everything we did last
we got
weekend.
second everything.
We need
First
to.
is the worst, second is the best.
No, I told my dad we got second.
Wait, do you have a new test for me?
Yeah, you have the other test.
Yeah. Teaches you how to speak in front of people. For the first part.
And that's super important no matter what job you want in the future. You're gonna have to be able to talk in front of people.
That's another good thing about ag. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, we're in ag business right now, which is good for business
can-
classes.
yeah.
But then there's other classes you can take, like Kelsey. What other classes
I've
are you in?
taken greenhouse, ag construction, ag business, advanced animal science.
Yeah, there's just a lot of
Taking
different ones.
all.
Like, you can take some for plants if that's what you want to, like,
If you
gear
really
more
want to
towards.
learn
Or
about
you can
it,
take some
or
for
if it's something that
animals.
interests you.
And it's how you make connections with like other people outside of like our school district. Like you can make connections with people and get summer internships and like find out about jobs. And there's a lot of scholarships through FFA.
And you
And a lot
can
of things you can do in college.
you can meet new people at, like, the green hand conferences and stuff. Those are fun to go to. There's activities and stuff.
Went to DC.
It's a lot of life. You learn a lot of life knowledge in this class, whether you think you do or not. Would have been greenhouse.
Construction. And greenhouse.
This one.
So the ag business,
Yeah.
greenhouse.
Greenhouse is the best.
I wish I could have taken.
I like the first ag science 1 and 2 because that had like a mixture of things,
Yeah.
and you could do all of them. You just learned everything. All of it.
Pay attention to what Steve says and take notes.
That's your safety tests. Also, you get to go to the shop like Katie's.
Take the safety test.
Seriously, you take the safety test seriously.
Pay attention.
Oh yeah, have a good work ethic, and if you like hands-on stuff, this would be the class.
Okay.
You're basically out here almost every day, except for the beginning where you take notes and you pass the safety test.
Good. All right. So, what have you enjoyed most about the industrial tech program?
I really enjoyed the fact that whenever you took it, you were learning skills that you could use for the rest of your life, whether it be from a house, working on a house, or just a small project you're wanting to build. You would learn skills that you can use for the rest of your life.
Okay. Can you tell me about some successes you've had through industrial tech?
In industrial tech, you build a lot more of the smaller basic projects like a rolling pin or a little bookshelf. And then after that, you can take woods, and I've taken woods 2 years, and I built a bed, and this year I'm building, I said that backwards. You want to restart that?
I'll edit it out. It's not a big deal. So, yeah,
And first year I took woods, I had built a desk, and then this year I built a bed.
okay. What can you tell me about Skills USA? Because I know you've gone to some competitions with that, right?
Yes.
So why don't you talk about skills a little bit?
Well, Skills USA is the opportunity that it's a straight state competition in woods, which through Skills USA it's actually called cabinet making, and whenever you do that you go to state and they give you a print to start off with, and you read that print and you make a cut sheet which it has every board's thickness, width, and length in it, and then after you build that cut sheet you hand them one to grade, and then you take one with you out the shop and you actually build that little project. And for most state projects it's a little cabinet, and I've been fortunate enough that I won state for 2 years now, and 1 year I was able to go to nationals, and the nationals we actually built a full-size desk.
Okay. What are some suggestions you would give to incoming freshmen next year about taking industrial tech?
I think it's a really good program to learn some actual skills and to be able to make some basic projects that you'll like to use later on in life. I mean, it's a good introductory program.
All right. So TW, you're in wood shop. What is some information or some guidance you would give to 8th graders thinking about taking the wood shop?
I would just say that if you have any sort of interest in building things and hands-on type stuff and want to maybe build something, piece of furniture or something that'll last you forever, to definitely go and do it next year just to try it out and figure out whether that's something that you really like, because you'll never know until you try it, so you might as well try it your freshman year and go from there.
Okay. What are all the classes that you've taken with Mr. Shields?
I've taken industrial tech and then Woods 1 and Woods 2 because I skipped a year. I didn't take anything my sophomore year, but then I went back into Woods 1 and Woods 2.
Okay. Just trying to think. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell anybody or 8th graders as far as the industrial tech program, how it's beneficial to you? I guess I don't know. You may have already asked that, but
I would just say that industrial tech, that it's really interesting because you get to learn a lot about wood shop. You get to actually hands-on build some stuff and then learn a little bit about metalworking and that kind of thing. But it really just gets your feet wet in what you'll be doing in Woods 1, Woods 2, and that kind of thing in the next couple of years if you're interested in that. And it's just really neat to be able to go out there and work and see something come together from scratch, and just in the end you have a really nice piece of furniture or something that will last you a lifetime that you made in high school.
okay. Is this a? You might want to go into. Can you discuss with them? Is this a class where it's a blow-off class, an easy A, or is it something you're gonna have to work for?
It's definitely something you're gonna have to work hard in. Like, having a good grade isn't usually a big worry because as long as you go in and you work every day, you're gonna have an A in the class. But it's not a class that you can just go jack around in. You're gonna go and you're gonna actually work on your project every day, and he's gonna give you participation points based on that. But as long as you're working on your project, if you want to get your project done, you'll have to work on it every day. So if you want to get your project, if you get your project done, you're gonna have a good grade in the class. So.
All right, Drayden, can you tell me all the tech center classes you're in?
I'm in woodshop, and I'm in industrial tech, and I'm in ag science 1.
Okay, so you've taken both LCTC classes. Have you enjoyed both LCTC classes?
Oh yeah, definitely. They've been one of my favorite classes
Why?
because I get to do hands-on stuff every day. I get to make my own stuff, and I get to work out in the shop making birdhouses, and I get to make rolling pins, all sorts of other cool stuff.
What is some advice you'd give some incoming freshmen about taking either industrial tech or ag?
Well, one thing that I would say is, like, you only live once, so do what you really want to. So.
Let's talk about like safety tests and the creed. There's some hard things to do in this class, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort just to memorize them, but after you memorize them, you don't really have to do anything with them except just like keep them in your mind.
Okay. Have they been beneficial for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're the only reason I can get in the class.
Yeah.
You want those welders back where they were?
No, I want them left out. Thank you. Do you plan on taking wood shop and or ag again next year?
Yeah, I'm taking woodshop next year.
Tell me about yourself, who you are, what you're involved in, and why do you take ag?
I'm Lainey Bayless, and what was the question?
What are you involved in?
Oh, I've been involved in FFA and
Cheerleading?
cheerleading, church activities, and youth group.
Okay. What have you enjoyed in ag this year?
I've enjoyed just getting to learn all about the stuff that I want to learn with outdoors and all the things involved with agriculture.
What's the most fun thing you've done in ag?
Probably going to national convention and getting to be a part of all that and getting to know all the other people and learning things from upperclassmen.
What did you enjoy most about national convention?
Probably just the people that were all there and all the just lessons that they taught us and everything that we got to do while we were there.
Should 8th graders take ag?
Yeah.
Riley, do you want to say anything about ag?
Huh?
Do you want to say anything about ag?
It's great.